Hey everybody, I'm checking all my areas, everything that I have on here. Hello everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. We made it. We made it to Friday. Happy week. Look, it's the weekend. I am so excited that I'm here, able to share with you all of the things. Listen, I decided to come on here today because I wanted to speak to y'all. I was like, listen, I got something on my mind, something I've been working with. Why not? Why not come in and say hey to y'all, drop some points, and then bounce? Okay. So, listen, if you don't know me and if you're being introduced to me for the first time, I am Lucretia Haley. I am a purpose and relationship coach. I teach Christian single women how to date with confidence and cultivate relationships that lead to lasting love and commitment. So we're going to talk about it. All right. We're going to talk about it. And I made a post on this yesterday, I believe. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. And I just felt that this was a good opener for discussion. So feel free today to talk back, to let's chat, let's talk together, let's do all the things. So that we can, stay in it together. And so so if you have any words, please do chat with me. And if you're here and watching this as a replay, please put in hashtag replay, letting me know that you were here, that you were able to get involved in all that. And as always, comment, let us know, and share and subscribe to all the things I got going on. All right. So anyway, why this topic? Why this topic? And so, like I said before, I put a post out yesterday and I was like, I put it in there that I did not mean to put out as judgmental. Of course, anything that I come across or anything that I bring out to you all, especially my single sisters that are pursuing marriage and desiring marriage, is necessarily a poll, and also to get like where you are. Because as I coach women, I want to see where you are, where I can align with you so that I can be able to help you as you desire marriage and desire that potential mate for you to have lasting love, like I talk about, right? To create a healthy relationship, to cultivate a healthy relationship. And so there were 5 areas. That was not the full areas. It could have been more, but 5 areas of like, you know what? Why am I still single? Like what is happening? What is really going on? So for those that don't know, my husband and I have been married for going on 7 years. 7 years. We just celebrated our anniversary, June 11th, and we just came back from vacation last week. So I am rejuvenated. I am relaxed, but I am also like, okay, let's get some things rolling so that I can be able to teach and cultivate what y'all got going on. And so, because I know that this is a rough season out there, but I'm not saying it's rough as far as, I'm gonna get into it as far as our perspective, but it's rough out there for you. Okay. And it's not like it wasn't rough for me. It was, but it's heightened. It is very much so heightened during this time. And so many different factors that come into play of why singleness and why I hear the hearts of so many single women and men, but mainly, of course, since I coach women, of where you stand right now and what you want, what are you seeking, and where you want to be in life right now, and how much you're like, okay, where am I? What am I doing? Like, why am I still here? Okay, so I'm going to bring up 5 points of maybe why you're still here in your singleness, but not to say that you can grow. This is just something to discuss. So as I'm talking, as I'm coming to you with different points, please feel free to just put in the chat. We can chat about it. We can talk about it, all of the things. Okay. So first thing I want to say is why you may be still single. And some of you are still focusing on your personal and professional goals. Okay. So it's not to say that that's a bad thing. Okay. The hustle mentality, the look, I want to get this. I want to strive for something. I want to pursue goals. I'm all about purpose. So pursuing purpose is a thing for me that I love seeing. I love casting vision and help cast vision in those who need it. That's a thing, right? And making plans. And, but I know it was something I saw on TikTok. I wasn't gonna bring this up, but it just happened, Holy Spirit, thank you God. Where I remember there was a TikTok video of ladies who were on there talking about, I'm bored. Let me go get a degree, or let me go get a certification or something. Let me go do XYZ. Like, we can't stop. Like we always feel that in that rest period that we always have to keep striving for something. And so what happens when we tend to place a lot of things in our lives that our goals and we're striving for is time, right? So you want to fill up time because you're bored. So now if you are not dating, or if you're in that rest season, or you're in the place where, you're not being pursued, or you're not, you're in your pause or whatever, you're like, you know what? Why not? Okay. Why not go? And pursue my personal goals. I want to travel, right? I want to start a business, or I want to exercise more. I want to do all the things more, right? And then professional goals, as far as promotions, and you want to move up the corporate ladder, or you have some desire to move away, to relocate, because that's where demand is for that particular position. Like, you're trying and doing that. It's not a bad thing. However, I'm giving you things to think about, just to think about. Where are the motives in all the things on while you're striving? If it's bored, okay, cool. But also, what's the motive of that? Do you have to do all those things, right? Hey, y'all, what's up? I see Live, Learn, Teach, Repeat. What's up? I see Speak Up Sis podcast. Hey, I've been meaning to speak to y'all. What's up? So thank y'all for coming and joining in on the live. But yes, so when we think about those things, where are you putting that in reference to where dating can evolve, where a relationship can come into play, where all of those things can happen for your life? Think about that. I know there were times where I wanted to pursue my personal goals for my life, and I was like, I'm all about business. I don't care where a guy falls into play. Yet I knew I wanted one, right? I knew that's what I wanted, but I shielded that. I put a mask over what I was feeling and what I wanted, because I just pursued goals. I couldn't get a guy, so let me just plan. I couldn't get this, I don't have a date, so let me just do that. So as you're thinking about that, where are you placing that into play in your life? And where can a guy fall in line as you pursue those goals, all right? And as a coach, I also help you with figuring that out. But if you're trying to do it on your own, you can do that on your own, but I can also help you with figuring out what life looks like as you pursue personal and professional goals. The next thing is, maybe you sitting here, sis, and you like, I can't find the right one. Like, I'm just out here and I can't find the right one. And I understand that. And I get that. You've been on countless dates. You've been out there. You've been on dating websites. You've been trying to pursue all the things. You've been looking up dating tips and speaking to men, and also just trying to figure out, okay, y'all, what can I do differently? Figuring out yourself, but you're like, I cannot find the right one. Also, I want to challenge you on, where is your perspective on this as you date and as you go out there? This is a broken record, and I'll go blue in the face talking about this, because perspective really matters. I think when we get so much into dating, we tend to lose ourselves sometimes, and in losing yourself, you lose a real you, and you end up showing up as somebody else. So sometimes it's necessary to take breaks when dating, so that you can revamp and rejuvenate and get yourself to the place you need to be, so that you can actually date within purpose and intention, and not to rush, right? But where's your perspective on that? Again, when we're talking about men, are you trashing men? Are you trashing the dates that you've been on? Are you like, ugh, I can't believe it, I'm never going to get married, I'm never going to find someone, there's no way with this market, I can't find nobody? And I'm gonna tell you, sis, it's not your location. It's not that you need to move yourself. It's not that you need to relocate to go find somebody. This is not that, okay? If you are in, like, let's treat it like a job. If you're at a job and you're like, okay, are you just and you want to leave and you're wanting to get out, right? And most cases, if you're in a place where you have to be where you are and you can't leave, you're not going to be like, okay, I just got to move to Florida. Okay, I'm in Kansas City, so I said Florida. I just got to move to Florida because I can't find a job here that's right for me, right? No, you can find that job, right? It's just the tactics. It's your strategy. It's how you're moving along, and how you're asking questions, and how you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable to certain men, right? And how you're being vulnerable, and when you're being vulnerable, right? And so I challenge you about your list. What list were you putting together that you put together, and you're trying to match guys to that list? Better yet, did you take that list up with God? Are you asking the right questions, right? We all desire, right? We want the man of God in our life, and we desire that. But are you casting and petitioning your cares onto God, like scripture says, about what this husband of mine will look like? Are you putting together a list that's not realistic? Right? We got to think about those things when we do that. Okay. Just some think about it. Right. Hope you're taking notes and writing it down. All right. And then, when you do not have a date that goes well and you still left on good terms, let's go that route. You still left on good terms, or you're dating somebody, you're getting to know that person, you're talking with that guy. Everything was going well, great, cool, calm, collected. And, it just didn't work out. He just wasn't for you. Right. And you expressed that maybe, but what are some of the wins? What worked well? What didn't work well? What questions could you have asked? What could you have done differently? What could you have said to maybe find the red flags earlier? Did you properly vet him? Did you ask anybody about him? Did you even look at his page or Google him to see what's going on? Did you even find out if he wanted kids, if he wanted marriage, if he was waiting for marriage, not just for you, right? But he was waiting because that was in his heart. Did we ask those right questions, right? And so that's also what I go, as I speak with dating strategy, I also go through some things with you on that, because that's important. Communication is important. And if you don't start off with communicating well, you don't. Okay, so I went off track. You can't find the right one. You're like, I can't find the right one. Then it's also time for you to reevaluate what that looks like, but with a fresh perspective. So if you don't have that fresh perspective and you're just like, look, I'm out to be out here, then that's where things may be going wrong. All right. Next point is maybe there is a fear of commitment. Fear of commitment. And fear is okay. All right. To listen, you're out here dating for marriage, to get married to somebody, to tie yourself, to bond with somebody, to become one flesh. And you want that person to be the person that God sends, and you don't want to make the wrong decisions. Being afraid to meet the wrong one is right? It's okay to have that feeling. However, I need you also to find where in there is the fear rooting. Is there some healing that was unmet that you have not asked God about? Is there some therapy that you need to get? Now, we're in a season to where therapy is the thing. We talk about it so prevalently, and I love it because it's needed, and people still don't think they need therapy. Okay, people still don't think it. But if you don't think you need it, you need it. And if you need it, you need it some more. Okay, and so, but are you learning from those moments, right? Are you actually getting to a point to where you're not just saying you're going to therapy, and you're actually seeing some transformation happen? Because listen, if transformation is happening, that means your outlook on relationships will change. That means your outlook on family will change. Your outlook on your future will change. And the person you're dating will also be challenged, because you're like, I'm thinking new. I'm having someone dig deep into who I am. So they're going to see it, and they might not want to be with you because of how evolved you have become, right? And that's okay. Listen, you ain't for me. I'm evolving. I'm going to be constantly evolving. So if you can't evolve with me, then you don't probably need to be with me. Okay. But also, where's that rooting from is what I'm getting at, right? What's causing you not to step out in small steps? There's so many coaches that, and I love the coaches out there who are speaking on dating and relationships, who are dating coaches and all that. I call myself, I'm more than a dating coach, because I care more about you before you start and begin dating. I want to deal with you. I want to deal with what's happening with your life and how I can navigate that journey of you getting to know you, your self journey, before you even reach the guy, right? But there's so many coaches out there that say, hey, you work with me, I can get you married within a year. Okay, you work with me, I can get you, 5 dates with men in a week. Which, okay, cool. If that's the way to do it, if that's fine, great. But also, you need to work on you, right? I'm more concerned about you. You might not be at the capacity to date multiple men. Okay, you might not be at the capacity to get married within a year. Sis, you're trying to get your finances in order. You're trying to figure out where you lie when it comes to your future and perspective and what it is. And so a year may not work for you. So small steps are okay. And you can explore and date. I said this on my last live. It's okay to explore and date. Say it up front. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just out here trying to feel about who I am, in this dating journey. Okay. And if it works out, it works out. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But you got to be healed enough to know that, right, about yourself. So it's okay to be afraid, but also step out there and do some small steps and work with me so I can help you on your journey to getting more confident about what it means to date, right? And what it means to date with purpose, right? Nowadays. The next thing I want to bring up is maybe as far as why you're still single and where you are at in your life is, you know what? You are interested in just making yourself better, period. And that's okay too. I talked about therapy. I talked about also taking a break and taking a pause, but maybe you are making yourself feel better. But the question I have that I want to challenge in the better is, are you trying to make yourself better? Or are you trying to make yourself perfect? Are you trying to make yourself better? Or are you trying to make yourself perfect? And in that perfect, are you trying to look for the perfect guy to match your perfectness, right? What you trying to strive to be when you know you can't get there to perfection because you can't be perfect. You could always be evolving. You could always be working on yourself, right? There's always going to be something that you're going to have to work with, very much something that you're going to have to work with yourself on and do. And it doesn't stop when you get married. It's going to have to continue. So with that being said, what better are you waiting to step out there and to start dating? What better is that? Right? Or is it the fear that I talked about before? Is it the healing that needs to happen? Right? Is it some deep scars that need to come out? Right? So if it's just better, if it's just, okay, I want to get my finances better, you can still get your finances together and still date. You ain't got to wait for that. Right? There's so many things that we see that we want to be perfect in. And we don't have to search for perfection. So if you're listening to this, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, anything that you feel like, yes, sis, tell me, let me know if anything resonates with you. Yes, I would love to hear it. So yes, are we seeking to be better? And if that is the better, what does that look like? Like, tell me. If I was sitting in a session with you and you were like, I'm still single because I just want to be better, we're going to break that down. What's the better? What's the better? Because you're probably at a place where you're okay. You just feel like you're going to self-sabotage relationships. Ooh. You feel like you're going to self-sabotage a relationship. You feel like if there's a man of God out there for you that God sends, that you won't even know you see him, and you're probably going to miss him, right? You're probably going to be like, ooh, I probably should have, which I did that plenty of times myself. Almost did it with my husband. Self-sabotage set in because I was like, wait a minute, I'm not worthy of this. Wait a minute. But wait, you prayed for that, sis. You've been in your prayer closet, right? Because I'm talking to the women who are in their prayer closets, who are praying, casting out, who are fasting, right? Y'all in your Bible, y'all doing the things, and you don't see the results as fast enough, right? But then when you see it, you like, is it Casper? Like, what is it? He's right there. Like, he's in front of you. God is showing you the right guy, but you are self-sabotaging and thinking that ain't what God said. That ain't what God said. But did he though? Is it in your list that you gave to God and desires, right? That you gave to God? So the next point I want to make is when it comes to why am I still single is everybody wants me to be married now. So you rebel, right? Oh, live, learn, teach, repeat. Hey, imposter syndrome gets real. Imposter syndrome and everything, okay? In everything. And that's where we have to remember to see, like, where in our own lives besides dating does imposter syndrome show up, and where can we align that, right? So if we know that imposter syndrome shows up at work, that sometimes the relationships at work with coworkers, sometimes that does flow over to relationships with a partner, with a mate. Like, we got to start trying to figure out, like, what's the root of that? What's the root of that? And also break out of that. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, honest truth. Today, I was like, I don't need to go live because I don't go live a lot. I don't. And it's also, I have to learn how to get outside my comfort zone, right? I have to get outside of my comfort zone. It's not fear. It's more so like, I got to go live. Like, I talk all the time, but I know that this is another way to reach audience. It's another way for you to engage and all that stuff. And I love talking about relationships. This is my passion. I love doing it. So why not? And sometimes it just takes you just jumping out there, right? Just jumping out there. And with dating, it honestly does. It's a jump. However you date, whether you go on to Home Depot or you online, however it is, it's a jump that you need to take. Because if you desire marriage and if God gave you the desire to marry someone and to be married, you got to start somewhere. All right. You have to start somewhere. You can't just be sitting there. Right. So in some cases, that's where you need someone to help you. All right. You need to go to surgery for something's happening in health wise, or you need something, you're going to go to a doctor, right? You're going to go to a professional, right? You're going to go to someone who's been there, who's done that, right? And so I could tell you straight up, I've been there, done that, sis, and I want to help you out, right? I want to help you out. So let's go back to point number 5, that everybody wants me to be married, right? And so I remember this about myself, that I chose to rebel and to go away from the trend of trying to get married and to want kids and to do all the things. Because I was like, why? Because everybody wanted me to do it. I felt like I was in line all of my life. I've dealt with trying to appease people and to please people. And so I feel like this was a moment where I had control, where I could say, I don't care. I really did, though. But I wanted to show off that I didn't care because there was so many people coming at me, family members, parents, when I get grandkids, when is this happening? Are you married? Are you attracted to the same sex? Like, wait a minute. Like what? I'm like, hold up. Wait. Why y'all going there? I just don't want it. And so I remember casting it to the side because I was like, whatever. So is that you? Are you rebelling against the feeling of just dating and period because you don't want people in your business? You don't want to follow the trends. It ain't for you, kind of do you feel like it ain't for you, but deep down inside, that you want marriage. And sometimes, I said it in my last live, I'm gonna say it again, it's okay to tell folks that you desire marriage. Why are we hiding it? Why are we hiding saying that I want to be married? I want to be engaged. I want to have a love of my life that I'm committed to forever. Like, why are we doing? I think it's because so much of society is against, so much of doing dating right and of finding someone, that we want to hear the negativity, that for someone to say they desire marriage is like, girl, you got to join me on this road of just not finding somebody. You should join me. When really it's like, it's like, okay, it's taboo to say that I desire marriage. I desire a love of my life, right? And it shouldn't be. It's okay. So if you're the rebelling one, check your rebellion. Why are you rebelling? Why are you doing it? Tell me why. Tell me why you're doing it, right? And so I talked about 5 points today. I talked about, of why I'm still single, or why you feel you may be still single. And I talked about maybe you're focusing on personal and professional goals. Maybe that's your thing, but also to check your motive. I talked about maybe you're saying you can't find the right one. But I also want you to check your perspective on that, on finding the right one and what that looks like for you and what list are you putting out there. I talked about being afraid of commitment. It's a thing. It's okay. But why? Check the root of the fear of commitment. Tell me that. Also, in making yourself better. Is better perfection? Check yourself if it is. And then lastly, I talked about rebellion. Are you rebelling against being married and desire for marriage and telling folks about that? And if you are, why are you doing that? When deep down inside you want to be. And that's going to help you move forward when you cast your desires on a God. That's going to help you move forward to where your man will be, because you're actually making it known. You're making it plain, right? You're putting it out there. So I just want to let you know that I'm working behind the scenes on something that's going to be amazing for you. Okay. I am revamping my coaching program. And I'm doing a lot of things with it. And so I'm taking some time to put some pieces together, because I've been speaking with a lot of the ladies and a lot of the women, and they're saying what they need and what they want. So I'm putting together another package of great things that you're going to feel. It involves communication, how to communicate with your mate, how to prepare for marriage. What does marriage even look like? What should you look like for yourself? before marriage? Like, what should you be doing? What does purpose look like? And how can you cease from being distracted? How can you move forward in this path of purpose? So I'm doing so much more. So please stay tuned for my waiting list. It's coming out soon, and I'm going to release that soon. Also, my husband and I are actually going to start recording tonight our latest season of When Marriage and Purpose Collide, our podcast. And so that'll be out in the fall, but we're starting to do a lot more with that. DJ, my husband, is becoming more in tune with what men want to. So that's why I brought him along, of course, on the podcast journey. So if you have not checked us out, please do so. Click the link in my bio, and it will give you the link to catch the podcast on Apple, Spotify, and also on YouTube. Please let me know what you think. Give the comments out. And lastly, listen, I talked about why you're still single, and what you're thinking about. And maybe you are like, you know what? I hear you, sis. I want to start dating. I think I want to get back out there. It's time for me to do that. So I have something for you. It's very special. I tailored it just for you because you're trying to get out there. It is Before You Date. It is 3 strategies for crafting your dating plan. 3 strategies, all right? There are plenty more strategies, and I promise you I'm not going to gatekeep them because there's more strategies, but I wanted to give you a teaser, and there's so many creative ways that I want to present the other strategies that I kind of want to hold it back before I do the other strategies. But these are 3 amazing strategies, so if you're like, sis, I want to start dating now, this is going to help you dive deep into yourself, just like I told you about, of getting to know who you are, so that you can be able to ask the questions, to do the things that you need to do to date with purpose and intentionality, and find the guy that is purposeful for you, that can lead and do all the things. But you got to be upfront with yourself first. All right. Have those conversations with yourself first. All right. And as always, I'm available if you want to set up a dating with confidence clarity call with me. Please do. You can schedule a call with me by clicking the link in the bio. Everything's in the link in the bio. Just go to the link in the bio. Link in the bio. Just go to the link in the bio and find everything that you need. Find about me. You can go on the website, click around, and as always, subscribe to all the things that I have going on. Listen, it's been real. It's been great. Thank you so much for joining me on my live today on Why Am I Still Single? Let me know what you think. Put some comments in there. If you're here and you joined late, wave. Oh, I forgot to do that. Wave at me. I've been on Facebook. Hey, Facebook, what's up? So I love y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please inbox me. But go get that before you date. 3 strategies crafting your dating plan. It's essential for you. Why not? And it's free. All right. I love it, y'all. Bye. Have a good Friday. Happy weekend.